Guys, good morning. It's Saturday morning and I'm still trying to wake up. I haven't completely woken up. I got home just a few hours ago. I went for the AKO show yesterday night and we got home at 2. I went with my sister and my husband and it was epic. Like, it was amazing. So they usually have these fights like 3 or 4 times a year in Lagos, and they also have some fights in Abuja also. So I like to go for it, and my husband works closely with the team. So I usually go to support, and then I love the sport too. So I go all the time. They have it in Lagos, or when I can go to Abuja for it. Um, what else I want to say about the sport? So yesterday, most of my faves didn't come. I think they already qualified for their levels in the championship. So it was a bit of a letdown going, but when I got there and the fight started, it was epic. Like, I found new people to love. There was the woman king. She won her fight. It was epic. And then there was this guy from Morocco that fought and won. Like, his fight was epic. Like, I was screaming. I felt thinking someone was going to come to beat me. I was screaming and shouting and jumping, and he won. Oh my god, it was epic. Then the only guy that I knew on the roster was Cornell, and he won his fight. He plays a lot, so I was so scared for him, but he won his fight. Thank God. There was also a guy from South Africa that I also loved. A new guy. I think this was his first fight in Nigeria, and he won. Thank God too. And then there was also one lady from Morocco. I think this was her first MMA fight or first MMA fight in Nigeria, and she won too. What else? What else? What else? The last fight was a bit of a letdown because the person I wanted to win did not win, and that was the main fight of the night. So the night didn't end too nice, but it was still nice at the end of the day. I loved it, and I always go all the time. If I don't go, I watch on YouTube. So if you guys like MMA, there's MMA in Lagos, in Nigeria. So always go for the fight nights when you find out that they're having one. Okay, so that's that. So I figured, okay, so before I go into the video of today, I just wanted to just apologize. I hate when people hold their microphones in their hands. Like, I hate it. But I've made this intro 5 times and it keeps making the microphone keeps how do I say it? My chain keeps affecting it, or I don't know where this noise is coming from, but there's this noise, and I hate that more than I hate watching people hold microphones in their hands. So you guys, pardon me for today. What else? So today's video is going to be a bookish weekend in my life. I've told you guys how my Friday went, so we have Saturday and Sunday left. So we're going to be doing bookish stuff. There's going to be reading. We're going to knit. I'm trying to knit like a book cover. I've been doing that for weeks, so I'm like, it must be done today or tomorrow, this weekend, sha. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be listening to audiobooks. I'm going to be updating my Goodreads because it says I've read 83 books, but I know I've read more than that. So I'm going to be updating that. We're going to go book shopping. Then I'm going to do a haul and show you guys the book I got. There's going to be a little bit of baking. I have an order for tomorrow morning or afternoon. So I have to bake that tomorrow morning and show you guys. What else am I doing? We're going to be reading. I've already said that. Then I'm going to show you guys the books I plan to read before the end of the year. So we have how many more days? Just a month and a few days left. So I'll show you guys the books I have to read. And then what else? I think that'll be all for the weekend. Okay, guys, let's start the video. Okay, I'll start by, what do I want to do first? I think now is the perfect time to go book shopping. I'll take you guys along. back. Ugh, traffic, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So I went to Roving Heights, but my sister got me some books before then. So I went to Roving Heights with my sister and my brother-in-law, and they got my books for me. So my sister got two books for me, promising to buy a third one, but we got there. My brother-in-law bought all our books for us. So thank you, Sola, and thank you, Toby. So the first book my sister got for me was Funny Story by Emily Henry. Emily Henry has become one of my auto buy authors. I love most of the books that I've read of hers. So I've read Happy Place, I loved it. I've read Book Lovers, I loved it. I did not love People We Meet on Vacation, and it's also called You and Me on Vacation, I think in the US market. But funny story, I heard this is really, really good. So it's about a girl that was engaged and she moved to a small town with her boyfriend, and all of a sudden he broke up with her, and then she had nowhere to live. And she met someone else who happened to be, this is not a spoiler though, I've heard this everywhere, like everyone that gives a review of this book, this is what this is. So she met someone else who happens to be the ex-boyfriend of the person her boyfriend left her for. And yeah, they got together and they started living together and became friends. So that's that with this one. I'm really excited for this. I'm going to read this probably next year. So book one. And then the next book she got for me, which is the one I'm most excited for, is Babel or Babel. I don't know the right pronunciation. Babel by R.F. Kwang. So I read The Poppy War at the beginning of the year. No, not beginning of the year, like April, May. And I loved it. That was like one of my top books, right? And I loved R.F. Kwang's writing style. Like I loved it from the first page of the book. It was epic. Then I read Yellowface. Yellowface was also good, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Like I wasn't looking I was thrown off because I didn't expect that. Like it was way different from the style of the Poppy War, which is fine. She has the right to write whatever she wants to write, which is fine. But I like that, but it wasn't like it was just fine. Then I heard Barrel is like the same style with the Poppy War. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. Like I'm so excited. And look at the cover, guys. See how beautiful this book is. So that's book two. So this is for my sister. Okay, guys, so let's move to the books that I got from Roving Heights, the books that FEMSA got for me. So the first book I picked up was Fine Boys. I know nothing about this book, but I know it should be a good book because it has been on the shelf for years. Like they keep restocking it, and people like I'm always seeing it on lists and stuff, but I haven't seen like a review of it, so I don't really know much about it. And so I got it, and then my sister keeps making fun of me that I don't have enough Nigerian books, even though I have a whole shelf of Nigerian books, and then there are some African books over here. But I'm buying more once I get off this book buying ban. So the next book I picked up was Blessing. So this book I've seen it everywhere, like everywhere, and I haven't heard any bad review of it. Even though I haven't heard reviews, but it's always on lists. People always like I see pictures of people holding a book and all. And it's giving from the back. It's giving the death of Vivek Oji, and that book is one of my all-time faves. Like if I could name five books I love, the death of Vivek Oji will be on that book. Like the writing was so good, and I love Vivek. Same way I love Jude in A Little Life. Like I love Vivek Oji. So I hope I'll like what's his name? Obiefuna. I hope I'll love him too. So that's book two that Femta got for me. And then last but not the least, I'm so excited. Let me drop my mic. The Poppy War. I finally have my complete trilogy of the Poppy War. Well, I didn't have book one before, but I finally have the whole series. I read book one at the beginning of the year. No, I read book one in like May, April, May, and I loved it. Like from the first page, I loved it. I love RF Kwan, which is why I got Babel. And then now I have the whole series. So I have all her books apart from Yellowface, which I don't plan to get. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So I'm gonna read this in January. Like I'm starting my year with the Poppy War again. Like I'm going to read the entire thing again. I'm so happy, guys. These are all my books I got today. Let me lift them up for you guys. Here, so many books. So right now I'm going to try, and what do I want to do? It's like 7 p.m. I'm gonna have dinner. Ooh, I have to meal prep salad for the week, so I'm going to meal prep and then have dinner and then probably read a book and go to bed. Bye guys. Good night. Morning guys. Well, afternoon guys. It's about 12. Yeah, so yesterday I didn't get much reading done. Immediately I had dinner, I just slept off. But I was able to finish listening to a book, A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel Jensen, which was epic. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. It was so good. And then now I'm currently reading The Rule Book by Sarah Adams, which is also going very well. I'm happy for that. Then today, what do I have to do? I have to arrange these books on the shelf. I also have to pick out the books I want to read before the end of the year from the shelves. I have to finish knitting my book cover. I also have to bake today. And then hopefully I'm able to get some reading done before Monday because Monday is my busiest day. Monday is a busy day at the bakery. So I have to read today. What else do I want to do? I think that's it. So the first thing I'm going to do is arrange the books on the shelf and then I'll bake and then start reading. So let's go, guys. So now it's time to tell you guys the books I want to read before the end of the year. So most of the books I picked, like all of them apart from one, are books with 5-star potential. So I feel like I've read a lot of mediocre books this year, especially this November. Like I've read too many books that I should not have read, like some Harley Quinn books that I felt just read it, and then just like books in general, like some popular book talk books that didn't live up to the hype. So I've picked some books that I think like will be very very good, and you guys should let me know in the comments if you've read any of these, if you think they're good, if you think they're just like not what the hype, or if you think they're actually good. Just let me know. So the first book, okay, so the first books I'm going to tell you guys are books that I borrowed from my online library. So the first book I'm reading is going to be Binding 13. So this book I plan, okay, so I'm getting off my book buying ban this December. So I plan to buy the whole series if it's good. So I want to read book one first to see if I like it, because I've once bitten twice shy. There are some series I got. I'm looking at one of them that I read book. I bought the whole thing before reading book one to know if I liked it. So I want to read Binding 13 first to see if I like it before I buy the whole series. But there are 5 books in the series. So yeah, so that's that. People have said really good things about it. It's YA I think, but it has deep issues. Oh my god, some people are singing outside. Okay, so the next book I'm going to be reading also is A Good Girl's Guide to the End. Um, um, oh my god, the singing and drumming. Okay, A Good Girl's Guide to something. So this book is, there's a show on Netflix already about it, and I feel like I want to watch the show, and I haven't read the book. I also want to get the whole series, so I want to read book one first to see if I like it again, and then buy the whole series this December. I think it's a murder mystery. Yeah, so that's that. So I want to read that next, and then the next book I'm going to be reading is Morning Star. So Morning Star, I don't know why it's taking me this long to finish it. So Morning Star is the third book in the Red Rising trilogy by Pierce Brown, and I read book one and book two in a day. Like I read book one in one day, I read book two in another day, but I read them for my 24-hour readathon. Oh, I haven't done those in a while. So yeah, I read those so fast, as in so fast. But this one is taking me months. Like I've been reading it since like maybe August. Like I've been reading it for a long time. So I have to finish it this November, like this next week coming. Like I have to finish it. And it's interesting. So I don't know what's making me drag my feet with this. So that's that. And then next book I want to read is The Bridge Kingdom. So I said I just finished listening to a Fate Inked in Blood, and I really really liked it. So I want to know if I liked it because it was an audiobook, or if the writing was actually really good, or if the writer like has great storylines. And I've heard like great things about this, the Bridge Kingdom. Like I've heard better reviews about that than If It Inked in Blood. And I really like If It Inked in Blood. So I'm going to read that, and then yeah. So the next book, so on to physical books. So the first physical book I'm going to read is Miss Bond. Miss Bond series, I just got that for my birthday, and I want to start the series before the end of the year. This book, I heard I've heard Brandon Sanderson is like the best in the world, so I'm going to read Miss Bond. Everyone says this is the first book to read to get into his universe. He also says so. So I'm going to read Miss Bond. I hope I like it. Um, then I'm reading The Holiday Swap. This is the only book that it doesn't really give 5-star energy, but let's see what it's going to be. I'm reading this in December, just so let me read one Christmas book. Like it reminds me of all those like Hallmark movies where a girl in the city goes to a small town and they pick apples, stuff like that, or the guy is the owner of a hotel that they want to break down, or is the owner of an apple farm or a pumpkin patch or something. So I'm like, let me read this and see what's going to be. Then last book I want to read is Homegoing. This book I've heard so much about it on Twitter, reviews. people say like it's just sorrow, 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 sorrow over and over and over again. So this book is our big book club pick for December. I'm really looking forward to reading it and discussing it with my girls. It's going to be very, very sad, which I'm okay with. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading this. I think that's that, guys. Those are all the books I want to read this before the end of the month. So these are not the only books I'll read. I'll read other books, but these are my must reads. And currently I've still not updated my Goodreads directory or whatever it's called. And so far I have it's 3 books, which I'm sure I've read more than that. But it's 3 books, meaning I have 17 more books to get to 100. So I'm going to try my best to get to 100. And if I don't, that's fine. As long as I enjoy the books that I read. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching as usual. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to do better. um, what else? I think that's that. Have a great week, guys. Bye.